Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Metro Asia Pacific. I am Alvin Sanga, and today we have a great guest on for the show. So you guys might be able to notice who she is, but I'm gonna have her introduce herself, and we'll start from there. So who do we have today?
Hi everyone, my name is Jojo Aquino. I'm a travel blogger and I'm also a social media manager.
Okay, so thanks for being on the show. So we're gonna talk a little bit about her story, and we're gonna see where we go with it. So the first thing is, you want to share something that most people might not know about.
Well, I guess what most people know about me is that I work and that I work while traveling. I travel and I travel while working, but something most people don't know about me is that I love cooking.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of like hobbies that I like doing: swimming at the beach, long walks at the beach. Now, I think cooking. I'm like a very bubbly, happy person, but like, so I'm 26 now, but I probably wasn't like really bubbly until I was 20. Before that, I was like super pessimistic, very like emo.
Okay.
Yeah, like I went through that emo phase pretty hard. Just in general, like just not like I was joyful, but there was like this. I just was gloomy most of the time.
Okay. So how did that transition happen? That's kind of a 180. How did that transition happen?
When shit happens to you, and then suddenly, wait, I can't curse.
Don't
Okay,
worry about
it. Okay, cool. Well, when shit happens to you, and you're kind of forced to grow from that, and then once you mature and then realize how much you were blocking and stopping yourself from doing what you really want, and realize I don't need to act this way anymore. Like, acting this way actually really isn't authentic to myself, and it's not doing a service to myself.
Okay.
Being like stopping myself from doing certain things and being pessimistic and gloomy. Like, if I'm actually the person who I am, which is more happy and joyful and like being expressive with people, then that's doing something more for myself. Like, actually go further in life when I'm that way.
Okay. Good.
So yeah.
So we're gonna jump from there. So joyful JoJo, we're already in that stage. So what's your story? What are you doing? And kind of walk me through that story that you have from then to now.
Okay. I guess we can start where I was trying to decide which career I wanted to take. So I was in high school, and I remember I was like a junior in high school or a senior, and I was telling my parents, like, I think like I love cooking. I want to be a chef. So I was like, so I told my parents, I want to go to culinary school. And then my mom's like, I think you'd be good. I think it might be a good thing for you, because I started cooking or baking, whatever, since I was like 7 years old. And then I kept doing it up to high school, and my mom's a bit more like open to it. My dad's a lot more strict. He's an engineer. He thinks very practically and logically. And so when I told him that, he's like, no, you're not gonna go. Like, it's not for you. You're gonna be like either a doctor or medical technician or nurse or something in the medical field. And I was there like kind of in high school, feeling like kind of sad about it. I was like, oh, you're right. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna make money from this,
Yep.
So, and then my sister, who was in college already, she told me, you can go to culinary school, but I think a great experience for you is just to go to college. That way you have more choices to explore. So I was like, no, that's a good idea. I'm going to go to college. So I went to college at University of Washington in Seattle. And I always thought it was going to be like new life, new college, doing new things. But that was like the start of like a really like depressing few years. And this was like the shit I was talking about earlier. So for the next 3 years, I was moving between major to major, and I was super unhappy because it was all science. And when I told my parents, like, I don't think medical technology is a thing for me, I think you need to go a different major. So they're like, all right, as long as it's within the science field, you can do that. So I did pre-pharmacy. And then I was kind of excited about that because it was new. And then the more commitment I put into it, the more I realized this is not for me. So after that, I moved over to speech pathology.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this might be interesting. My cousin does this, and she looks like she's having a good life. So I looked into that, and then shortly after, I was like, this is not for me either. And then I realized like anything to do with science. It's just not for me. And I looked at the things I was already doing, things I was already good at, and during the whole time I was studying all these science majors, I would always take breaks and find a way to escape by doing photography. So I decided to move over from science to photography, and making that move, my parents weren't. I remember like, because it had been 3 years since I was studying all these things I didn't like. I was very depressed. I remember just being in my apartment, kind of holed up, and then I realized like I was just about to like break down. So I called my mom and I just cried to her, and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. This is not for me. And she was like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, photography? Like, I had no idea, but it just felt like that was the more natural transition. It's something I was already good at and I started shooting when I was in high school. And I told my mom, like, I don't want to talk to Dad yet. I'll talk to him when I'm ready. And I talked to him actually a few months after that because I was too scared, because my thing was that I didn't want him to be disappointed in me, when really what he thinks shouldn't really care about it. All I want is his support. So after that, I moved to San Francisco. No, scratch that. So kind of like to prove to my parents that photography was a career for me, I went and got myself a photography internship in Seattle. Interned with them for like 6 months. It turned into I got a job as a creative assistant after that, and then finally I switched over to Academy of Art University in San Francisco, and I studied photography there for 4 years, and I got my BFA. So yeah, like I've been doing internships in and out like during my time at art school, and finally going to art school and doing something I actually love was a huge transition. Like I wasn't like timid or meek like I would be in science classes, and then finally I was in art school, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm doing something I love. I've been waiting for this, or like a moment like this, and I felt like more ready to study photography. Like there are other students who just came straight out of high school and they want to do photography, but it still seemed like a question mark for them. For me, it was just like, this is what I want to do. Like I'm here, so yeah.
So photography, wow, we followed our path. I have kind of a similar story where I jumped around doing majors. So I may have graduated with a math degree, but what I ended up using it for was for education. So I teach math, but definitely jumped around. I started out as a civil engineer, and then I went into pure mathematics, and then I went into math practicum for education. So along that line, somewhere I became a teacher. So it's kind of that same idea. Definitely a stressful time for my dad too.
I know. It wasn't great for my parents either.
It wasn't a great thing. Like you could have stayed home and you could have done that here.
So where were you at?
So I was in Hawaii. So I went to school at Hawaii Pacific University. Definitely a different story. Probably a little harder than, maybe similar to your story in some ways, where I was finding my path, trying to find it, and kind of found it while I was a tutor for a math teacher. And they were like, hey man, you have a flair for this. You like to teach, you connect with people, and so why don't you look into it and change your path. I was like, that's kind of hard. I can't really, I'm 2 years in and I'm not about to go back home yet. But it ended up happening, so this is kind of where I led that way. So education is where I'm really at now. So you talked a little bit about your struggle through college. And so along that journey where you became a photography major to now, were there any other major struggles that you went through that you had to fight through?
Photography? I went through like another major struggle during art school, and it had nothing to do with career. It was actually more a relationship. I ended up getting myself into an abusive relationship and was in it for like 15 months. And I remember trying to leave the relationship 6 months into it, and then for the rest of the time, it was just me trying to leave. It was really difficult, traumatizing. And very like heavy depressive time, and that was another thing that I had. I think like after that, going to therapy, talking about it, and getting like a professional to just talk to about it, like with abusive relationships, and that's another thing that I recovered and healed from, and so it made me a lot even more like have more zest for life, because going through all of that crap before was like, you know, like there's really, I just didn't feel like I didn't feel freedom in my life, like not being able to choose a career that I wanted, or not being able to have a healthy relationship where I feel like loved and deserved, you know. So yeah, like that was another thing getting over.
Thanks for sharing that. That must have been pretty hard to share.
I said it many times.
You shared that many times. That's good. I mean, it's
yeah.
actually, it helps to share sometimes. You need to put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so being where you are now with photography and social media wise, we aren't always built on ourselves. We don't always find self-discovery on a lonely journey. For the most part, we always have a mentor or somebody that inspires us.
Definitely.
So do you want to speak to me about like who were your mentors and how did they inspire you?
Yeah, I had like quite a few. My first one was the internship that I mentioned when after I told my parents I wanted to do photography. So I interned for a boutique design studio in Seattle, and they're all Filipino there. They're all like fun and friendly. And there was this, the creative director, she kind of took me under her wing, and I learned so much from her, like not just for having your own business, but just like how to have a creative business and really love what you do and work with people and just like make a living off of it. So that was like a huge inspiration for me, and I learned so much like from her. Another mentor I had was when I moved to San Francisco. This lady who worked in the photography industry, she taught me like how to, she has like industry knowledge, so she told me what it's like to be a photographer. Like she used to work, I think she's a photo retoucher for Gap, so she said, so if you're going to be working for companies like this is how you should shoot, you know, things like that. So she was really great. She helped me like write my cover letters and resumes to send out to people, and she helped me get like an internship in New York for a few months for photography, which was like a huge feat for me. And then the last two people, I wouldn't say they're my mentors, but they definitely coached me a lot more recently. One was when I wanted to start my traveling petite girl blog. I was super scared, like, you know, just putting myself out there, having like a blog that's like that has my face on it, and just really scared of like what people would think about me. And I already had this video edited. I just was too scared to post it. This was like my first video ever. And then she told me, it's like, you know what, like you're so full of bullshit right now. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, and I'm here like really scared. And she's telling me like, no, you're like full of bullshit right now. And I was like, and then she said, well, like you're really stopping yourself from all this potential that you have. And like all you have to do is just do it. Like, and all you have to do is just get used to how it feels being scared and being uncomfortable, and just do it anyway. So I was like, okay, yeah. And then she asked me like, so who's that, like, why are you scared of someone, you know, of like what people think about you? And I told her, well, not really concerned about what the general population will think about me, like strangers, more like people that know me. And for some reason it started coming out like, no, I'm scared of what my high school crush might think of me. Like from like 10 years ago. And it was like, wow, like I've never talked to him. We don't even talk, like even in high school I've never talked to him too. So it was that's when I realized that, wow, that is really like full of bullshit. I need to just do it anyway. So she was like the one who gave me that huge push for Traveling Petite Girl. And then the other one, she gave me a lot of coaching on money. Because before, when it came to like handling money, saving money, I was really bad at it. I would get like, I would earn money, and then suddenly it's like, where is it? I don't know. And it would be really stressful because I would look at my bank account, or I would not look at my bank account. I'd be like, oh, there's money there, and I'll just wait till my card gets declined. And then she taught me like, this is how you manage your money. She actually just gave me a book to read, and everything I learned from there. So, yeah.
A lot of mentors, a lot of people that push you forward.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stretch a little.
Okay.
We're gonna
dancers.
We got dancers. Okay, so we're in 2018 right now.
Yeah.
So think back to 2008. So we're gonna go
2008.
backwards. Yeah, 2008. Kind of picture yourself 2008. What were you doing? And if you were to give yourself advice, like 2-3 pieces of tidbits that you would tell yourself, what would it be?
So 2008, 10 years ago, I'm 26 now, so I was 16. What was I doing at 16? I was fourth year in high school, choosing a career. Oh, ooh. Okay, I would definitely tell myself, don't be so set on choosing one career. You're still so young, and it's really impossible to choose a career at that age for the rest of your life. You know, I would say just explore, have fun, and whatever career you end up choosing probably isn't going to be what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. This is something I learned a lot, and it's actually with a lot of people, that's what happens. So whatever career you choose, just study hard and work hard, because those are the skills that are going to be more important. That way, when you do choose a career that you want later on in your life, you already have the skills to pursue it. Yeah, that's what I tell myself. Oh, probably be like, something a bit more juicy. Dating is going to be really weird when you move to States. Don't focus on it too much.
When you go to the States. I might understand that one a little bit. Okay, so we went backwards. Okay, as entrepreneurs, for the most part, we always like to project as well. We always like to see where we're going and kind of make a plan for like the future. So let's go 10 years forward. 2028. What is Jojo doing in 2028?
Ooh,
projection.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It makes me happy already. I don't know yet. So 2028. Well, I would think about. Well, first I would like to have like husband and kids, 2 kids. Right, I'll be 36. Yeah, 2 kids, a dog, a house. I don't know where I'll be living, but I'd say I'd have like a house with a husband. Well, yeah, I like a husband. But I also like to. I know down the line I'd like to get into real estate for business. So probably have like own a few condos, maybe out for rent, or a few houses. Get into that. With my current social media business right now, I like it to be like a full-scale agency where I have, let's say maybe 10 employees under me, and they're not like all employees like in one building sitting. They're also like me, like traveling and working at the same time. Or maybe they're not traveling. Maybe they're moms who need to stay at home with their kids and they need to find a way to work. So yeah. Oh, and then like still me traveling everywhere. Yeah.
Of course, traveling.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna cut it there. We're gonna thank Jojo for coming out to the show. Please stay tuned to Mentor Asia Pacific. Once again, I'm Alvin Sanga. Catch you guys next time.
Yay!